Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited today because it is a launch day for my new holiday quilt and I have a brand new fabric line releasing as well. So if you are not subscribed to my newsletter, you might want to do that. I've already put out notification that this is coming so you could plan ahead. And make sure you're following me on social media. I have been putting out teasers for the last at least week to try and make sure that everyone knows this launch day is coming. Now we do have limited kits. I'll get into that in just a minute, but if you want one, you may want to pause this video really quick, run over, grab a kit, and then come back and watch the video because they tend to sell out really quickly. And I do apologize, but we are a small business. We are self-publishing our fabric and putting all our kits together ourselves, and so we just have limited quantities. So now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and dive into today's exciting video. So the Christmas Spools quilt, which is right here on the ladder behind me, is my new holiday quilt for 2024. This one is so cute, and I have actually been thinking about making a holiday themed Spools quilt for a couple of years now. It's been sitting in my back burner, and this year I decided to go ahead and make it a reality. Now, as you know, I did release Nutcracker themed stitchy ornaments this year, and normally I do quilty ornaments to go with it. The Nutcracker theme was just a little bit too complicated to do in small quilt ornaments, and so instead I decided to do a quilt version of that. So I took a lot of the themes from the Nutcracker stitchy ornaments this year and put them inside these cute little spools on our quilt behind us. But before we get into the entire quilt, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the fabric line. This is my new fabric line. It is called Believe. This fabric line is so pretty. I think it might be one of my all-time favorite Christmas lines that I've ever seen. So I might be a little bit biased because I did design it, but it is just so fun and festive. So let's take a look at the fabric. So let's take a quick look at what all comes in your bundle. So you're going to get a cute little bundle of fabric like this. There are 28 different prints in this line. Well, actually there's 32 prints, but some are being reserved for the backing and the binding, so you'll see those in just a minute. So here's what the cute little bundle looks like. And let's go ahead and take a look at all of the fabrics that you're going to get in your bundle. So we have this really pretty overall Christmassy print. This is one of my favorites, and it's just got some ornaments and some holly and pine cones. It has some little poinsettias, and then I don't know if you can see that on camera, but there's some little light blue polka dots on there as well. We also have this print. This one is an all over holly print, so really cute. It reads a little bit green, but it is just an all over low volume print. The next one we have, and this might be one of my favorites, and I'm thinking I should have done this on the backing because I feel like this has vintage sheet vibes, but it's basically a red and white stripe, and then you've got that holly in between the stripes. So really, really cute. And then we have another low volume. This is a little tiny pine cone and holly print. And then there's little baby brown polka dots on there as well. So those are the low volumes. And then for the background print, I'm using this all over low volume print. It's got little dots and tiny stars. It is so precious. I love this so much. And I'm really enjoying putting some sort of low volume print instead of just solid white. For many years I just did solid white, and I do still love that, but I also like the coziness that you get from a low volume print like this. So this is one of my favorites. I'm actually going to put it back over here because it's going with one of our backing kits. I did throw in a couple of pinks this year. So we have this little small print. This is the little dots with stars, and that's pink and a red. I also have this one. These are baby snowflakes, so it's sort of a take on a gingham, but it's got tiny little snowflakes in between. So these are just so cute. This is probably one of my favorite prints, and I did it in a couple colorways. We also have this pink and red stripe, and then this is the same as the white and red that we saw right here, just in the pink. And then of course I had to do fun reds. So we've got this small red. This is the dots with little stars. I did that all over holly again as well. So it's just a nice, I like having these tiny prints because they're really easy to work with when you're quilting. If you're having to cut out smaller pieces, you still get the design in there and you're not losing any of that pattern. And then we also have this red snowflake print. This is really cute. I did this in a couple colorways as well. Super festive, and this is a little bit of a larger print, but even still, if you cut smaller pieces out of it for a quilt project, you'll be fine. And then we also have the all over main print, like this first print I showed you, but it's just the red and white. And then of course I had to throw in a red and white gingham. This is going to be your borders and your pinwheels for the Christmas Spools quilt. And I love gingham, so you're probably gonna see it in every line that I design. These two prints are actually for our binding and borders, so I am going to stick those back over here with their little kit. And then we are gonna move on to the greens. So this green is probably one of my favorites. These are cute little houses with snowdrifts and trees and presents. There's an adorable little lamp post in there with a wreath on it. All the houses have wreaths on them. It's kind of hard to see on camera probably, but this is one of my favorite prints, and this is one of the prints that we're using for the backings. I have an aqua and a cream version of this, but I wanted to do the green version because I just thought it was so cute. So this is going to be used in the quilt top. I also have our mini snowflake prints in green. And again, that's sort of a play on gingham, but there's baby snowflakes in there. Of course, I had to add the green stripe print. I love stripes and gingham. They're my favorites, and they're so easy and versatile to use. They can go any direction, and they're perfect for bindings and borders. Here's another green. This is the all over little holly, baby holly print. And I'm not sure, I'll have to see what this looks like when I edit this video. They're not quite as yellowy as what my camera's making them look like. And then of course I did that giant snowflake print in the green as well. So these are so fun. I love these snowflake prints. Okay, let's move on to our blues. And yes, I did blues in my Christmas line. I've been doing aquas in every line thus far. So here's that small dots and stars print. And this is a little bit of a deeper shade of aqua. Here is the snowflake print in aqua. Of course, I did an aqua gingham, so super cute. Then here's that larger ornament print, but in the blue. So I love this one so much, and I really considered using this one as the backing. It's just so pretty, and I love it so much, but I ended up going with the houses for the backing, so I'll show you that in a minute. But isn't this so much fun? I also did the mini snowflake print in that aqua. And then of course I had to do the stripes in the aqua as well. This is another one of my favorite prints. And then I did that dainty little pine cone print in the aqua as well. And I love this so much. I love these little dainty, small, vintagey looking prints. They're quickly becoming some of my favorites. And then onto our browns. I did several different browns because this quilt has the spools, and I wanted all the spools to be different. So you're gonna have a lot more fabric than what you need to actually complete this quilt, which is really nice. But I did want to give you a variety of browns for those spools. So we did the browns in the stripe. I did the small dots and stars. I did that all over ornament print, and this one is just so pretty. It has little pops of red in there, and I love that. I just think it's so beautiful. It would be actually a really pretty just all over bedspread for the holiday season if you're looking for sort of a more neutral bedspread. And then I did our small holly print in the brown, and as far as brown, it's kind of more of a mix between tan and brown, but it's perfect for tree trunks, spools, anything where it would be, you know, like leaves, anything like that. And here's the baby snowflakes in the brown. And then lastly, we did the big snowflakes in the brown. So this is all of the fabric that you're going to get for the quilt top. Let's talk about our backings because I have a couple different options for those. So the first backing option I have is this one. You're going to get the creamy houses. Isn't this so cute? This is the one that I was telling you about. It's all those little houses. There's tiny light blue snowflakes falling in the sky. Hopefully you can see that on camera, but this print is just darling. I love it so much. It's so cozy. Every kit is going to come with the background fabric, and this is that low volume dots and tiny stars print that I showed you, so that'll come with that. You're also going to get this red for the binding, and this is that all over large ornament print, which I think will be really cute for binding because you'll just get little snippets of it. And then the red gingham is for your front borders and your pinwheels. And then for the outer border on the front, if you get the creamy colored background, you're going to get this really cute blue text print. It's the aqua text print, and it's so fun. Let me just open it up for you so you can see it a little bit better on here. There we kind of have it out. It's got all of these fun little sayings and prints. There's stitch lines in between each of the sections. If you don't want to use this for the border, or you to get rid of your borders for your quilt, you could just cut out one of these little sections and use them for labels on gifts, or even to label your quilt, or on small projects. There's a little snowflake, an ornament, Merry Christmas. There's a ton of different little sayings on here, and it's just such a cute little print. So this is for that outer border. But like I said, if you don't want to use this for the outer border and you want to make your quilt a little bit smaller, or you want to do something different, you could always use this in a smaller project and then use these little pieces as labels. So that would be kind of cute. So this is the first print that we have, the cream background with the blue border on the front. And then we have an opposite version of that, which is the blue houses. And here is what that print looks like. They're adorable. The little snowflakes on this one are white, and then of course all the snow is white, and then you have all of those cute little houses and trees, and I love this print so much. It's just adorable. So we've got that one. Of course you get your background, low volume fabric, same binding and border pinwheel fabric, and then instead of the blue text print or aqua text print, you get this creamy version of that text print. So this one is really fun, and this would be used again for that outer border on the quilt. So really, really pretty. And by the way, this fabric is so soft. I don't know if you can tell, but it's just so soft and squishy. I love this fabric so much. So here's the two main options for backings. You can either get the creamy backing with the aqua print, text print, or the aqua backing with the creamy text print. And these we have quite a few of. These were the original plan for the run. When I was cutting my fabric out, I actually had a little bit extra for these, but I didn't have enough of the text print. So I do have a handful of kits that have the creamy house backing, but instead of the aqua text print for the front border, they have the aqua houses. And then the other version of that would be the aqua houses backing with the creamy houses for that front border. So again, they're just opposite, but I just didn't have quite enough of that text print. There was just some issues with the run, but I did want to try and make as many kits as possible because I know that these are going to sell out really fast. So if you prefer this, these are listed separately from the original kit, and there will be pictures on all the listings so you know exactly which kit you're getting. But this is just a second option for you. And then I have one more option, and this one might be my favorite, and I actually only have one of each of these. And this is my pieced backing. This is the backing that I did on my quilt, and I've been loving doing pieced backings. It originally started out because I was trying to make as many full kits as I could with my first fabric line. However, and so I was using my scraps to do my backing, and every time I've done one of those pieced backings, everyone wants to know the instructions for it. And I mean, maybe we'll even do a kit with a pieced backing. Let me know in the comments below if for our next kit run you'd like to see a pieced backing option. But these are two kits. There's only one of each available that I pulled from our leftovers. And of course this one is the aqua houses for the backing. And how these will work, and there are instructions in the pattern, is you'll make one extra block from your leftover fabric from your fronts, any of the blocks, it doesn't matter. And then you're going to use this red to sort of frame it. And then you'll have this white house print on either side of your block. And then you'll have this blue on the top and the bottom. So that's option number one for the piece backing. The other one is exactly opposite. You'll have your block with the little blue houses on either side, and then you'll have the creamy houses on the back. So these are really fun. Like I said, I only have two of them, and after I made these, I thought, man, I should have planned for a piece backing because I know some people like to do that. And by the way, if you're lucky enough to get one of these, there is a little bit more fabric here than what you'll actually need. So you'll have some leftovers for sure, and I think you will have enough to do like the December pillow or something like that. So these are the only two that I have of these pieced backing kits. If you would like one, I would stop this video right now, hop over to the store, grab one, and then come back and finish watching this video because I have a feeling these are going to be gone almost immediately. And then all of the backing kits, of course, come with the fabric for the front of the quilt as well. So you'll get the little fabric bundle plus whatever backing option you choose. I'm going to be really specific in the listings. There will be pictures so you'll know exactly which backing option you're getting with your fabric kit. The other thing that I have is I do have a few extra of the fabric bundles without the backings. We did run out of backings, but I was able to put together a few extra of these little bundles. So there'll be some of those bundles available as well without the backings. And then I do have a couple of bundles that are just short by like 1 or 2 prints. They'll be a little bit less expensive, and it will say exactly in the listing how many pieces that you're getting in that bundle. So that's what the Believe fabric line looks like. I hope you guys love it as much as I do. Like I mentioned, I do have limited kits available in my shop, and then I also have a couple of just leftover bundles that we didn't have enough backing for. So if you are interested in one of those without the backings, you can grab that. I think there's only a handful of those though. So like I said, if you want any of that, you may want to just pause this video, run over, grab your kit, and then come back. Now the kit does include the Christmas Spools full color quilt pattern. The pattern is an 8x10 full color pattern. It does include instructions for each one of the spool blocks, the Irish chain obviously, and then it also includes instructions for the pieced backing that I'm about to show you that I did on mine. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at the Christmas Spools quilt. So this quilt finishes at 64 by 76, so it's perfect for tossing over your couch, snuggling up under for a movie. You can of course display it on your favorite quilt ladder or hang it on one of those racks that you can hang, display it on your wall. I love doing that in Christmas. In our dining room, we have a big empty wall, and I always put one of my holiday quilts up there. Usually I put Peppermint Pines up there because it's just classic and it's just one of my all-time favorite quilts. I'll put a picture of Peppermint Pines right here. If you haven't made that one, you can grab that one too. And you may notice that the Irish chain blocks with the pinwheels in the center are the same that I used in our Christmas Spools quilt. I thought it would be fun to do a little companion quilt. They match really well. You can put them together on your couch or on a ladder, and they will look really, really cute for the holiday season. Each of the blocks in here finishes at about 12 by 12, and then I did add a cute border to it. So for the border, I used a red gingham skinny border, and then I did a wider outer border that is using the text print. Now, depending on which kit you got, you could either have an aqua text print on the front, or you could have that cream text print like the one on my quilt. I think either one would be absolutely beautiful, and I had a really hard time picking what I was going to do on my quilt. So I ended up making my quilt with what I had left over from the kits that we made. So on the binding on this, I used the main floral. It's like an overall larger floral, but it has enough little pieces and bobs that I think it looks really cute on that binding. All the little pieces are just kind of sticking out, so it gives it some texture and dimension, but also that traditional red binding that I love to see on Christmas quilts. As I showed in the video, for the background fabric, I used my creamy background with a little tan dots and stars. I love using, especially on holiday projects or something you want to be extra cozy, a low volume background instead of a solid. I just love how it looks. I think it gives it a little bit more coziness somehow. And this creamy background with the tan dots and stars is perfect. Gives it just enough to make it cozy, but it doesn't draw your eye away from the actual designs in the spools themselves. For the Irish chain blocks, I used a variety of greens to make them scrappy. You could always also make them all the same fabric if you prefer. I just kind of like the look of the scrappy Irish chains. And then I use that red gingham for the pinwheel in the center. I love red gingham for holiday projects, and if we're being honest, I really love red gingham for just about any project. For the spool blocks, you can see that I made all of my cake stands different as well. So there's a few pink ones in there and some red ones, so they're all a little bit scrappy. I also made the spools, the top and bottom of my spools, different browns to make those look a little bit scrappy as well. And then even the aqua backgrounds on the spools themselves are all a little bit different as well. And I just tried to separate them out so I didn't have anything too dark in one area. And then each of the spools has its own motif in it. There's 10 different motifs on the spools. They're all holiday themed, and a few of them coordinate back with our 2024 stitchy ornaments as well. We've got a house, we've got some holiday lights. I think these ones were really cute. We've got a gift, we have a candy cane, a Christmas stocking, a little mouse. He's new this year and he's so cute. I love his little tail and eye. Now there are a little bit of embroidery. There's instructions in the pattern on how to do that, and you only have to do it on 3 blocks: the mug, the candle, and this little mouse. it only takes like maybe 5 or 10 minutes to do all 3 blocks. So it's just tiny little bits of embroidery. And honestly, if you want, you could skip it, but I think that mouse really comes alive when you add his little eye and his little tail. We have a peppermint candy, a Christmas stocking. We have a festive little hot cocoa mug with some steam coming out. And then we have a little cozy candlelight at the end. For the back side, I did the pieced backing, as you can see here, and I did the aqua on top, cream in the center, aqua on the bottom, and then I made an extra block to put in the center. Like I said, all the instructions for this are included in the pattern, but instead of making a motif for the center of that spool, I just cut a solid piece of fabric and then I used that spot to add my label. Now, if you've seen any of my videos, you know that my labels are all personalized labels from Sweetwater Fabric Co. I'll put a link in the description box below this video on where you can get them. They send out different labels every month. Sometimes you get like 1 large one, sometimes you get 2 medium, and sometimes you get 3 small. It sort of depends on the month. And they're usually a little bit seasonal as well, but they're all personalized with your name, which is a lot of fun. And so I pretty much add those exclusively to almost all of my projects except my small pillows, which you have seen from Ever Emblem. She also has some really cool labels as well. And you can even make your own label. I have a video on how to label a quilt here on YouTube, so check that out if you want to see how I did the label on this one. And you can even make your own using a Sharpie and just some plain fabric. But I just thought having that special spool centered right there on the back of the quilt was the perfect place to add my label. For the quilting on this, I did some swirls, holly leaves, and stars. I did kind of a larger overall quilting on it. I didn't make them really small or tight. I love doing a little bit wider quilting because I think it makes the quilt a little softer and cozier once it's washed. And for a holiday project that I want to be nice and cozy and cuddly, I think that was perfect for this one. And I did quilt it on my long arm. If you're interested in my long arm information, I have a video here on YouTube on my long arm as well. And then I also did a cross stitch version of the Christmas Spools pattern as well because I just thought it'd be super festive to have matching quilt and cross stitch. So for this one, I was actually going to use the pink that I used on my Nutcracker ornaments this year because it's just got a little tiny shimmer to it and it's just such a pretty fabric. But one of my testers found this one, and this is DMC 14 count Ada, and this is in the platinum colorway, and it doesn't actually say platinum on the back. The numbers on the back are right here. It's 5614. So if you go to your local craft store, look for that number right there, and that is what color it is. It's sort of a mix between, it's not gray, but it's not tan, so it's kind of like a mix in between there. So this is what it looks like. I love this color. I think it was perfect for this. It went really well with all of the floss as well. And again, I used all DMC floss like normal, but you can use any floss that you prefer. I just tend to choose DMC because I know it's a lot easier for you all. The cross stitch piece finishes at about 6 inches by 7 inches if you're using the 14 count Ada. If you choose a different fabric, obviously you're gonna have a different finished size project. And then I'm just finishing mine on 2 pieces of sticky board. The instructions on how to do this finishing are included in the pattern. You could also frame it or do any other kind of finishing that you like. But I just put my cross stitch on 1 piece of sticky board and then I grabbed some accent fabric. This is leftover fabric from my Believe collection. I put that on the back board that's just approximately 1/2 inch larger than the piece I used for my sticky board. So it's just sticking out like a little bit of a frame or border around that. And then the cool thing about this is that there's a lot of things you can do with this piece once you finish it this way. So you could definitely head to your craft store and grab some sort of cute holiday wall decor, mount it on top of that. You could also grab one of those little easels. They sell them at most craft stores and you can just set it on the easel with a little ribbon on it or any other kind of embellishment that you like. And then of course you could always frame it as well. So I like finishing my pieces this way. It makes them a little more versatile. And then if I do the magnets on the back, I can take them off of that display board, use that display board for something else, and then store them. And then they store nice and flat in my drawer so that you don't have big bulky pieces to try and store. So I love finishing my pieces this way, but of course you can finish them however you want. I did my best to make the cross stitch match the quilty version, so we've got all the same little motifs in the spool, and then you have that fun Irish chain motif in there as well. And then I have those cute little pinwheel slash, they almost look a little bit more like candies to me, in the center post and then on that outside border. This piece was a lot of fun to stitch. It is beginner friendly. There's nothing difficult in there. There are a few little back stitches, but that is all. And I do have a YouTube tutorial on how to do the back stitch, half stitches, and quarter stitches here on YouTube. So if you need any help finishing that, you can always find that there, and I'll link it below this video as well. Otherwise, it's nice and beginner friendly. It's not too big of a piece. If you're new to cross stitch, I also have a how to cross stitch series here as well. But here is the finished stitchy piece. I think it turned out really cute, and I love that it matches our quilt. And both the quilty and stitchy patterns are available in my store right now. They're available in PDF and print format. I hope you guys enjoy this one as much as I did. It's so much fun to make. If you make it, make sure to tag me on social media. You can also use the hashtag Christmas Spools so that I can see what you're making. You can also just send me pictures via email. I love seeing all of your projects. And don't forget to join us in our Facebook group. You can share any of your projects that you're working on from my patterns there. Everyone is super encouraging and kind in that space, and I love seeing all of your projects and progress. So that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to thumbs up and subscribe. You can also hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any upcoming fun. And we have Vlogmas 2024 coming soon, starting on December 1st. So make sure you are subscribed and you hit that notification bell. We'll be releasing those videos daily, probably around 5 or 6 p.m. I think is usually when I do that. So hopefully you will enjoy following along with our holiday festivities. That's going to be it for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next video.